The social determinants of health are concerned with our social settings, social networks, social support, social connectivity, social diversity, social capital. So we need to understand these terminologies first, so that we can engage in better discussions. So when you talk about social support, it comes in many ways. Emotional support that people give, showing empathy, understanding, and assurance to people who are faced with difficult situations. Okay? These situations can be stress or can be diagnosis of, let us say, terminal illness. Okay? And then instrumental support. This includes giving people tangible things, resources, money, or even practically taking them to the hospital using, let us say, cars and things like that. And then informational support, giving them information of where they can seek for help. Okay? If someone is diagnosed with a condition that is rare, where can they get support from? A person has had a fistula, where can they get a fistula surgeon to get it repaired? Some of these people don't have this information. So if you provide this information, it can be helpful. Some people need to get reassurance that what they are on is something that is manageable, and let them continue. That is what you call appraisal support. Another terminology that we need to understand is social gradient. Social gradient is not a complex factor. It's not a complex issue. The thing is, if you are starting off in life at a higher socioeconomic class, you are likely to have better health outcomes compared to people of a lower socioeconomic class. That is what we call social gradient. Okay? So a person, there is a very good image that I don't have here, but that image, I can try to illustrate it here. So that image is something like this. So assume this is a football pitch. So you have players who are scoring, the goal is this side. And then you have players who are scoring from the goal that is that side. It is very easy to score in this goal than this goal. If you are born in a lower socio-economic class family, it's very hard to achieve a lot. It's like you're always playing upwards. It's very difficult to climb. People who are born in very wealthy families, it is very easy for them. Life is very easy for them. That is why it is sloping like that. It is very easy. So where are you born? Okay, so that is an issue to do with social gradient. And you know, for those of you who know mathematics, you know a gradient is an issue to do with curves and graphs. So the gradient is change in x over change in y. So that is an issue of social gradient. Social capital. Usually the word here is that your social network is your net worth. That's the statement. Social network, that means that your friends, your close friends, the people that you interact with, reflect how much you have. And usually the question that is posed is, if you have a problem of $1,000, can you make 10 phone calls to your friends and get it? Yeah? Can you make 10 phone calls and get that $10,000? If you need to make 50 phone calls to make 1,000 US dollars, you have a problem. Yeah? If you want 1,000 US dollar, do you have to make only a single call and get it? One phone like this and you get it. Or you need to create a WhatsApp group to get it. That is social capital. So that means be mindful of who you connect with. Be mindful, because you may need a surgery of $2,000 and the whole clan cannot contribute it. So that's a problem. So if the whole clan cannot contribute that 10,000, then most likely will just be taken home for palliative care. So that's the issue of social capital. Social cohesion. This one is an issue to do with the solidarity, connectedness. If a community loses a very important community member, does the community respond, or it is only you, your family, and your relatives feeling concerned? Do we have all the community members trying to come and console you and feel touched by the situation? That is social cohesion. In Juba here, not the strongest. Social cohesion. And then we come to networks. This one is related to the social capital, if we can go back. We are saying social capital is the collective value of the networks, the relationships, and the resources available to individuals within a community or society. Okay? So one of the common thing is you meet a person and the person says, do you know the DG of this ministry? They say yes. That DG is my uncle. So you ask them, can you call your uncle to make sure that this process is fastened, such that there is a push from your uncle who is a DG? And the person fumbles. Nothing moves. You are saying this is your uncle, but I want help from you through your uncle, but you cannot manage. So that means that you are related to the person, but that relationship does not really help. You are not getting social capital out of it. Okay, the worthiness of that relationship. So knowing people is one thing, but also knowing people and those people can actually help you is also another. So your friends, your family, your colleagues, and your community members, what relationship do you have with them? And if there is need for help, can they help you? That is social networks. Social support. We have discussed the different supports earlier on. Informational, we can go back. Informational, emotional, appraisal support, and many other kinds of support. So we will not look at that again. So social networks, the relationships that we talked about, what are they characterized with? The whole point is that, yes, you can be friends with different people, whether your brothers, your relatives, your family, your friends, your colleagues, and everything. But are they helpful? That's another question. Usually, definitely, by the nature of who we are as individuals, a person who is well off is likely going to have more connections than the person who is not well off. So human beings are transactional in nature. That you have more friends if there's something that you can give than if there's nothing you can give. There are some people who have many friends because of how they entertain people. They are social in nature. but when their financial muscle is not very strong, that person is welcomed everywhere. But when that person needs help, it may be a different story. Okay, so networks, if you're looking at your friends, that or the nature of your networks, who are they? How many are they? Are they from one tribe? Are they from one profession? Okay, those are the things that you look at. So science is about how many people are within your circles. Okay, and then those that are within your circles, how are you connected with one another? You can be having a problem, you can go to the hospital, you get diagnosed with a disease, and then you don't tell your friend because you don't feel that connection to tell them that you're suffering from a disease X. So we move to density, density, which is the connectedness, and then homogeneity. Homogeneity and heterogeneity, these are actually related terms, and they're related to what I've just described. If you check the people close to you, who are they? If they are of one tribe, then they are homogeneous. If they are of different tribes, it is heterogeneous. If they are different races, one is, you have some who are Kawajas, you have some that are Asians, you have some who are Junubin or Africans, whatever it is, that is heterogeneity. They are different. So who do you have? In terms of profession, are they all in the health field, or you have business people? You have people in politics, you have people in business, like that. Okay, there's something I was looking at. So let's talk about gender. Gender is a social construct. That's why we put it among the social determinants of health. Gender is not biological, it is sex that is actually um, biological. So issues to do with gender inequality have have negatively influenced health. Countries that have um, gaps in gender equality are the countries with the worst maternal mortalities. Okay, are the countries with the worst maternal mortalities. And then also issues of gender-based violence, issues of female genital mutilation, issues to do with child marriage are also very common, where women are not looked at as equal beings, men. Okay, so these social factors, that the ones that we have looked at all, can actually influence health behaviors. If your friends will tell you, please, you have been diagnosed with TB, I think you are being bewitched. Can you go to this traditional herbalist? So the point is, your friends will determine whether you are going to the health center or you're going to native medicine or things like that. They can determine your health seeking behavior. Social constructs or social aspects can influence whether you interpret a particular medical condition as a medical condition or as something else. Okay, our understanding of health and disease, this understanding is influenced by social dimensions. Okay, and